Hey, coin collectors and treasure hunters, did you know that some of the pennies in your pocket change could be worth a fortune? Today, we're diving into the top high-value wheat pennies that could be worth millions of dollars. Stick around to see if you have one of these rare coins hiding in your collection.
First up, the 1937 Abraham Lincoln. Wheat cent is one of the most iconic and highly sought-after pennies in American numismatics. The Lincoln cent was first introduced in 1909 to commemorate the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. The 1937 coin is part of the Wheat series, which was produced from 1909 to 1958 and features the famous portrait of Abraham Lincoln designed by Victor David Brenner. The 1937 Lincoln penny was struck during the Great Depression, a period marked by economic hardship. Yet, despite the economic challenges of the time, the United States Mint continued to produce millions of these coins. This era of American history adds to the coin's mystique and collector interest, as it represents a time of great struggle and change in the country. At the heart of the 1937 Lincoln cent is the classic wheat design, which includes two stalks of wheat on the reverse side of the coin. The obverse features the right-facing bust of Abraham Lincoln, while the reverse displays the phrase "E pluribus unum," along with 1 cent. The design was widely regarded for its elegance and simplicity, with the wheat motif on the reverse making it stand out from other coins produced at the time. The 1937 coin without a mint mark was struck at the Philadelphia Mint, which was the primary mint facility at the time. The absence of a mint mark indicates that this particular penny was not produced in one of the branch mints, such as Denver or San Francisco. The 1937 Lincoln wheat cent was produced in large quantities, with over 600 million coins struck at the Philadelphia Mint. Despite the high mintage, the coin's value is significantly influenced by its condition. Coins that are graded fine or higher tend to attract more interest from collectors, especially those in excellent condition. In today's market, a 1937 Lincoln wheat cent in fine condition can fetch anywhere sold for $19,000, depending on factors like its overall wear and any unique characteristics. However, if the coin is in better condition, such as very fine or extra fine, the value can increase substantially, reaching values in the range of $23,000 or more. Though the 1937 Lincoln cent is primarily a well-known and widely circulated coin, collectors should be aware of some error varieties that can add even more value. For instance, the 1937 D double die obverse is a famous error, where the die struck the coin multiple times, creating a doubled image on the obverse. However, this error was exclusive to the Denver Mint and does not affect the Philadelphia-struck 1937 penny. Despite its high mintage, the 1937 Lincoln wheat cent remains a favorite among collectors, particularly those focusing on completing sets of Lincoln wheat pennies. The fact that it's part of the Wheat series, which ended in 1958, makes it a historic piece. The high demand for this coin in decent condition is largely driven by the number of collectors trying to complete a full collection of wheat pennies. Next up, the 1958 Lincoln wheat cent, which marks the final year of the Wheat series. By this time, the coin had undergone several design changes, and the mint was preparing to transition to the memorial cent design, which would debut in 1959. The 1958 penny was one of the last of its kind, and because of that, it carries a sense of nostalgia and significance among collectors. The 1958 coin was produced against a backdrop of post-World War II prosperity. The United States had recovered from the devastation of the war and was experiencing a period of economic growth, which helped make the 1958 Lincoln cent a symbol of this brighter future. The design of the 1958 Lincoln penny is almost identical to that of its predecessors. The obverse shows the classic portrait of Abraham Lincoln, while the reverse features the two stalks of wheat. The significant difference lies in the mint mark, which, in the case of this particular coin, is the D mint mark, indicating it was struck at the Denver Mint. The large date variety of the 1958 coin is particularly notable. This refers to the size of the numerals in the year 1958, which were larger compared to those on earlier pennies from the same year. This small design change has caused the coin to become a point of interest for collectors who seek to acquire the different varieties. In 1958, The United States Mint produced over 1 billion pennies, making it one of the highest mintage years for the Lincoln Wheat series. Specifically, the Denver Mint produced around 175 million of the 1958 D pennies. However, the value of these coins varies dramatically based on their condition. A 1958-D Lincoln Wheat penny in very fine condition typically sells for around $9,000. However, as the condition improves, whether it's in extra fine or even mint state, the price can escalate. High-grade examples of the 1958 D penny can fetch anywhere from $10,000 or more, especially if they show minimal wear and have been well preserved over the decades. While the 1958 penny is known for its large date variety, collectors should also be on the lookout for potential error coins. One such error is the 1958 DD over D variety, where the mint mark shows clear signs of doubling. This error occurs when the die used to strike the coins was misaligned during production, causing the mint mark to appear twice. This error variety is highly coveted and can command a premium in the marketplace, often pushing prices into the hundreds of dollars depending on the condition and severity of the doubling. The 1958 Lincoln Wheat cent holds a special place in the hearts of collectors because it marks the end of an era. For many, the 1958 D penny is one of the last major coins they need to complete their Wheat series collection. Its historical importance, combined with the various error varieties and high mintage, means it remains a popular choice for numismatists. Next up, the 1939 Lincoln Wheat cent, especially the version without a mint mark, holds an important place in U.S. numismatic history. Struck during the interwar years, the 1939 Lincoln Wheat cent was part of a series of coins that marked a period of economic recovery after the Great Depression. This era was pivotal in shaping the future of American coinage and currency, as the U.S. was slowly emerging from the economic hardship that had gripped the country for much of the 1930s. At the time, the U.S. Mint was still utilizing the classic wheat design, created by famed sculptor Victor David Brenner. Brenner's design had been in circulation since 1909, commemorating Abraham Lincoln's centennial birth year. It depicted the profile of the 16th President of the United States on the obverse with two stalks of wheat flanking the reverse. The wheat cent was a staple of American currency until it was replaced by the Lincoln Memorial cent in 1959. The 1939 wheat cent is especially notable for being part of the last years before the transition to the memorial design, giving it a unique place in coin history. However, even though the 1939 coin seems relatively unremarkable when compared to other key dates in the Lincoln Wheat cent series, its value can be surprising, especially in good condition. The 1939 Lincoln Wheat cent was minted in large numbers, with a mintage of 284,080,000 coins at the Philadelphia Mint. This high production rate means that the coin isn't as rare as some other key dates in the series, but its historical significance and the condition of the coin play a large role in determining its value. In good condition, a 1939 Lincoln Wheat cent without a mint mark typically fetches between $67,000 depending on the auction and market conditions. However, the value can increase significantly depending on a variety of factors, such as the specific grading of the coin, any signs of wear or damage, and the overall demand from collectors. Even in good condition, this coin can surprise collectors with its demand, especially from those interested in completing a collection of Lincoln Wheat cents from every year. Design features and key characteristics. The obverse of the 1939 Lincoln Wheat cent features the profile of President Abraham Lincoln, facing right. The inscription reads, "Liberty to the left," and "In God We Trust" above Lincoln's head, with the date 1939 appearing prominently below. On the reverse, the coin shows two stalks of wheat encircling the words "E pluribus unum" and "United States of America." At the bottom of the reverse, you will find the denomination 1 cent. In terms of design, there are no major changes to the 1939 version compared to its predecessors. However, it's worth noting that this coin, like all Lincoln Wheat cents, was struck in 95% copper and 5% tin and zinc. The coin's diameter measures 19 millimeters, and its weight is approximately 3.11 grams. While the 1939 Lincoln Wheat cent doesn't have as many famous error varieties as other years, collectors still pay close attention to coins in better grades, including those in good or very fine condition. Any signs of doubling or misstrikes can significantly increase the value of these coins. For example, if a 1939 cent has an unusual die crack or a notable minting error, it can potentially elevate its market value beyond the typical range for coins in good condition. Moreover, collector interest in this particular coin is strong because it marks a key moment in U.S. coinage history. It's one of the last years before the design change in 1959, and collectors who focus on the Lincoln series often seek out coins from this transitional period. While the coin isn't one of the rarest in the wheat cent series, its historical context and the popularity of the Lincoln cent design give it a steady place in the market. In recent years, the value of the 1939 Lincoln wheat cent without a mint mark has been on a steady increase, particularly in higher grades. As demand for well-preserved examples of classic coins continues to rise, coins in good condition can see substantial growth in value, especially if they are part of a larger collection of coins from this era. As of the most recent auction trends, the price range for a good condition 1939 Lincoln wheat cent has held steady between $90,000, but coins with notable errors, die cracks, or those that have been well preserved could see auction prices pushing upwards $100,000 depending on the buyer and auction house. Collectors seeking to acquire a 1939 Lincoln wheat cent in good condition can often find them available on auction sites like eBay or through local coin dealers. But buyers should always be cautious of overpaying for a coin that lacks distinctive features or errors. The availability of such coins is fairly high due to the large mintage, but the value lies in how well preserved the coin is and whether it has any unique qualities that could catch. Next up, the 1944 Lincoln wheat cent is another fascinating piece in the series, especially the version with the D mint mark, which indicates that it was struck at the Denver Mint. The year 1944 holds significant historical context as it was during the middle of World War II. The U.S. was deeply involved in the war effort, and coin production was influenced by wartime needs. As a result, coins like the 1944 Lincoln wheat cent were minted in large numbers to meet the demands of the economy and support the military efforts. During this time, the United States had a shortage of metals such as copper, which led to the decision to use steel in coin production. However, by 1944, the U.S. had returned to using copper for the Lincoln cent, which led to the striking of millions of these coins. The 1944 cent was minted with 95% copper and 5% tin and zinc, in contrast to the wartime steel cents that were produced in 1943. This return to copper marked a significant shift in U.S. coinage after the wartime shortages. The 1944 Lincoln wheat cent, with the D mint mark, had a mintage of 432,189,000 coins, making it one of the more common coins in the Lincoln wheat series. However, despite the high mintage, the coin remains a collector favorite, especially in higher grades like fine condition, where the coin exhibits clear design details and minimal wear. In fine condition, the market value of the 1944 Lincoln wheat cent with the D mint mark generally falls between $37,000 depending on the overall condition and demand at the time of auction. Coins in very fine or extremely fine condition can fetch even higher prices, ranging anywhere from $40,000. The 1944 Lincoln wheat cent follows the same design elements as the earlier issues in the series. The obverse features Abraham Lincoln's portrait, surrounded by the words, "Liberty in God, we trust," and the date, 1944. On the reverse, the two stalks of wheat continue to encircle the words, United States of America and E pluribus unum, with the denomination 1 cent at the bottom. On coins minted at the Denver Mint, the D mint mark appears just to the right of the date on the obverse. This mint mark is important for collectors who are specifically interested in coins struck at particular mints. The mint mark helps distinguish the coin from other coins struck in Philadelphia, which did not have a mint mark, and from those struck at the San Francisco Mint, which had an S mint mark. The 1944 Lincoln wheat cent with the D mint mark is most well known for its high mintage, but it has some noteworthy error varieties that attract collector interest. One of the most famous error types associated with this coin is the 1944 steel cent. Some coins from this year were accidentally struck with leftover steel planchets from the previous year, resulting in a rare error coin that is worth a premium. While these errors are extremely rare, they can significantly increase the value of the coin. Additionally, die cracks, double strikes, or even slight variations in minting can increase the desirability of a 1944 Lincoln wheat cent in fine condition. Collectors who specialize in Lincoln wheat cents are often willing to pay a premium for well-preserved examples with unique characteristics. Like the 1939 Lincoln wheat cent, the value of the 1944 Lincoln wheat cent with the D mint mark has been steadily increasing in recent years. Although the coin is not as rare as some others in the series, collectors still place high value on obtaining a well-preserved example. As of recent market trends, prices for coins in fine condition can range from $50,000, but coins with unique features or in exceptional condition could see much higher auction results. The 1944 Lincoln wheat cent is a highly collectible coin due to its historical significance, the high demand for coins from the wartime era, and the sheer number of collectors seeking to complete their Lincoln wheat cent collections. Next up, the 1940 Abraham Lincoln wheat cent marks a key year in the history of U.S. coinage, as it falls within the golden age of the wheat penny era, which lasted from 1909 to 1958. The wheat cent was first introduced in 1909 to commemorate the centennial of Abraham Lincoln's birth. The design featured Lincoln's portrait on the obverse and two stalks of wheat on the reverse, which gave the coin its iconic name. By 1940, the U.S. was still feeling the effects of the Great Depression, although the economy had begun to recover in the 1930s and 1940s. This recovery is reflected in the coin's modest but steady circulation. The year 1940 also saw the start of World War II, which would later have an impact on coinage, as the U.S. government began to adjust its minting policies in response to wartime needs. The 1940 Lincoln wheat penny is not a key date in the series, but its mintage figures, condition, and specific characteristics, like the large date, have contributed to its desirability among collectors, especially in higher grades. The 1940 Lincoln wheat cent features the familiar design by sculptor Victor David Brenner, who designed the obverse of the coin in 1909. The coin displays the portrait of Abraham Lincoln, the 16th President of the United States, facing right. On the reverse side, the coin showcases two sheafs of wheat with the words E pluribus unum and United States of America encircling the design. The phrase 1 cent is prominently displayed in the center, indicating its value. In terms of minting design, the 1940 Lincoln wheat cent has no major variations, apart from the transition from the small date to the large date that collectors have found intriguing. The large date variety is characterized by the numerals in the year being larger and more spaced out compared to the smaller date used earlier in the decade. This slight variation has caught the interest of many coin enthusiasts and has led to some collectors seeking out the 1940 large date variety specifically. The mintage of the 1940 Lincoln wheat cent was a significant 1,092,255,000 coins. Despite this large number, the coin's value varies depending on its condition, which can range from heavily worn examples to those in pristine, uncirculated condition. In today's market, the 1940 Lincoln wheat cent, in good condition, which is defined by the presence of readable details but significant wear, is considered a more common find. However, for collectors and investors, the condition of the coin matters significantly. In good condition, the coin's value is typically lower than those in higher grades. As of 2025, the 1940 Lincoln wheat cent in good condition is generally valued at around $25,000 at auction. The price increases when the coin is in better condition, particularly those graded in very fine or extremely fine grades. For example, in fine condition, the coin can fetch around $30,000 if it is in higher grades like MS 63. Mint State 63, its value can jump to $55,000. The large date variety in particular has seen an increase in value in recent years due to the rarity of the minting error. While the large date itself does not constitute a major error, the rarity of this variation in specific conditions makes it desirable among collectors. While the 1940 Lincoln wheat cent does not have any significant varieties or errors like its counterparts from other years, the large date variety has piqued collector interest. The large date itself is a subtle but significant difference, and enthusiasts often focus on securing this variant for their collections. For the most part, collectors are particularly interested in coins that are graded higher and are free of visible damage. However, even good condition coins can hold value, especially if they are part of a larger, high-quality collection. Next up, the 1925 Lincoln wheat cent was struck during a period of great economic change for the United States. By the mid-1920s, the country was enjoying the economic prosperity of the Roaring Twenties, a time of technological advancement and cultural transformation. The United States had fully recovered from the effects of World War I, and the coinage system was experiencing steady output to match the growing economy. The 1925 Lincoln wheat cent was minted without any major political or historical shifts influencing the design or production. At this time, the wheat penny had been in circulation for over a decade, and its design remained largely unchanged, with Abraham Lincoln's portrait still the most prominent feature on the coin. The 1925 Lincoln wheat cent does not have any known design variations or significant errors. The primary focus of collectors is the coin's condition, rarity, and any potential die varieties that might exist within the mintage, though these are relatively minimal for the year. The 1925 Lincoln wheat cent had a mintage of 127,420,000 coins, making it a relatively common date in the wheat cent series. While not a key date, the 1925 coin has garnered attention due to its availability in various conditions and the overall interest in the Lincoln series. The value of a 1925 Lincoln wheat cent in fine condition where the coin has visible details, but the high points of the design are worn, can range from $68,000 in today's auction market. This price increases if the coin is in a higher grade, especially for very fine or extremely fine examples. At higher grades, like MS-64 or MS-65, the coin can reach values of $69,000 or more, especially for well-preserved examples that show little to no wear. Some of the better-preserved 1925 coins have sold for as much as $75,000 in specialized auctions. The 1925 Lincoln wheat cent doesn't have any major known errors, but its appeal to collectors lies mainly in its overall condition and rarity. Collectors are often looking for well-preserved coins, as the wear on these older coins is significant in the lower grades. For the 1925 penny, collectors may also focus on die varieties or any small differences that could make a coin stand out from others in the same year. However, the lack of significant errors in this particular coin, combined with its relatively common mintage, means that its appeal is primarily driven by condition and demand among those building full collections of Lincoln wheat pennies. Next up, the 1938 Lincoln wheat penny, a key date in the Lincoln cent series, holds a special place in the hearts of numismatists and collectors. This coin represents a moment in U.S. history where the design of the penny remained largely unchanged since its inception in 1909, but the times were still rapidly evolving. The 1938 large date penny, produced in good condition, is one of the most sought-after versions of this series, and its value has skyrocketed due to its rarity, condition, and unique place in American coinage history. In the 1930s, America was still recovering from the Great Depression, which lasted from 1929 until the early 1940s. The economic struggles of this era were reflected in the production of coins, with many U.S. mints struggling to meet demand. Despite this, 1938 marked a period of economic recovery as President Franklin D. Roosevelt began his New Deal initiatives. The 1938 Lincoln penny is part of the ongoing legacy of the penny design that was first introduced in 1909 to commemorate the centennial of Abraham Lincoln's birth. In terms of design, the Lincoln wheat penny was first introduced in 1909 by the U.S. Mint, with sculptor Victor David Brenner's iconic depiction of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse. The reverse side showcased 2 ears of wheat, which was symbolic of the nation's agricultural roots. However, the economic and political landscape of the 1930s had a direct influence on coin production and overall public interest in money. Coins from this era were heavily circulated due to the economic pressures, leading to wear and tear over time. The 1938 Lincoln wheat penny, without a mint mark, was struck in significant numbers. It was minted at the Philadelphia Mint, which was the primary production site for most pennies in circulation. With a total mintage of approximately 205 million, the 1938 Lincoln penny was not particularly rare in terms of overall quantity, but the value for coins in high-quality condition, such as those in good and fine grades, has grown considerably. However, over time, the number of these coins remaining in excellent or good condition has dwindled significantly due to wear, damage, and high circulation. For this reason, the value of a 1938 Lincoln penny in good condition has increased over the years, especially as demand from collectors has risen. Coins in very fine or higher grades can fetch even more significant prices, with rare examples of these coins bringing in thousands of dollars at auctions and through private sales. The design of the 1938 Lincoln wheat penny remains one of the most enduring symbols in American coinage. The obverse features a right-facing bust of Abraham Lincoln, designed by Victor David Brenner, with the inscription, "Liberty and the year 1938" at the bottom. Above the bust is the motto, INGODWETRUST, a reflection of the nation's strong religious foundations during the time. This design symbolizes the agricultural roots of the United States, as well as the value of hard work and self-reliance during the 19th and early 20th centuries. While the 1938 Lincoln wheat penny is generally known for its standard design, the coin has attracted a great deal of attention due to its unique characteristics and minor variations. One of the notable errors on some 1938 coins is the misalignment of the minting die, which can cause slight variations in the size and shape of the lettering or the overall coin. For collectors, the 1938 penny is considered a valuable addition to their collections due to its historical significance, iconic design, and relative scarcity in high-grade conditions. The coin is a part of the broader Lincoln series, which has long been a favorite among collectors. Over time, demand for higher-quality 1938 pennies has increased as collectors look to complete their collections or invest in rare coins. The 1938 Lincoln penny in good condition, especially one that has been well preserved, can fetch a premium in the market. In today's auction market, the value of a 1938 Lincoln wheat penny can range anywhere sold for $58,000 in good condition, depending on the quality and specific characteristics of the coin. For those who are looking to purchase one of these coins, it is always important to verify authenticity and condition before making a purchase.
The 1964 Lincoln cent marked a significant moment in American history. The year 1964 was a time of political and social change, with the U.S. in the midst of the civil rights movement and the aftermath of President John F. Kennedy's assassination. The economy was also experiencing rapid changes, particularly in the precious metals market. This era was a transition from the silver coins to the copper-clad coins we use today. The 1964 Lincoln cent was minted at a time when the government was still producing coins with a high percentage of copper content. In 1964, two different mint marks were used for the Lincoln cent, the Denver Mint D and the Philadelphia Mint No Mint mark. For many years, the Lincoln cent with the D mint mark, including those produced in 1964, were seen primarily as a standard coin for circulation. However, it wasn't until later that collectors and numismatists started recognizing the intrinsic value of specific versions of these pennies. A key aspect of the 1964 penny is its large date. In 1964, there were two variations of the date, the large and small date. The large date is significantly more common, and it's easy to distinguish because the 9 and 6 are larger and more widely spaced compared to the small date. In circulated coins, the D mint mark is often worn or faded due to years of use in circulation, but the value of these coins is still driven by rarity and condition. The 1964 Lincoln cent with the D mint mark had a mintage of over 2 billion coins. With such a large mintage, it would seem that finding one today is easy. However, the number of well-preserved examples of this coin in circulated, dirty condition is relatively limited. Most of these coins were used extensively in daily transactions, which makes finding them in pristine or near-pristine condition much rarer. Despite its large mintage, the condition of a coin greatly influences its value, and this is where the story of the 1964 Lincoln cent begins to take a turn. While most circulated coins from this year are worth just their face value, those in higher grades can command much higher prices in auction. In its circulated, dirty condition, the 1964 Lincoln cent with a D mint mark is not considered a high-value coin by itself. Its value in the auction market typically ranges between $20,000 to $50,000, depending on the level of wear and the exact state of the coin. However, the market value can vary significantly when the coin is part of a larger collection, or if it has some distinct characteristic like unique toning or an error. The real appeal for collectors comes when the coin is in better condition, such as in fine or very fine grades. Even in its dirty, worn state, this coin has seen a slight increase in value in recent years, especially as collectors seek out more coins from the 1960s. Some collectors focus on obtaining coins from specific years for their collections, and even a dirty 1964 Lincoln penny can become a prized piece for those building sets based on mint marks or particular conditions. While the 1964 Lincoln cent isn't generally known for significant errors, there have been occasional production anomalies such as double die errors or die cracks, which add value to the coin. These types of errors are more likely to occur with coins that have been in circulation for some time. For example, a 1964 Lincoln cent with a double die error where the date or the mint mark appears twice could fetch significantly more than a non-error coin. The collector interest for the 1964 Lincoln cent, especially in the circulated, dirty condition, is quite niche. Collectors interested in the coin typically look for examples that have unique qualities, whether it be the wear patterns, toning, or potential for errors. Additionally, people may seek to collect a full set of Lincoln cents from each year, and the 1964 cent is a necessary piece of that puzzle. Next up, the 1968 Lincoln cent once again served as a symbol of American history during a turbulent time. The 1960s were marked by significant social change, political protests, and civil unrest. As part of the U.S. government's coinage program, the 1968, by the late 1960s, the U.S. Mint was producing large quantities of pennies to meet the demands of a growing economy. The 1968 Lincoln cent was minted at both the Philadelphia and Denver mints, with the D mint mark found on coins produced in Denver. The coin was issued to commemorate the nation's past and carry forward the legacy of Lincoln, though by 1968, the wheat design on the reverse of the coin had been in use for almost 60 years. Modern Lincoln. The mintage of the 1968 Lincoln wheat cent was approximately 3.5 billion coins. While this mintage was slightly higher than the 1964 cent, the 1968 version is rarer in certain conditions, especially when found in fine or better grades. A coin in fine condition typically displays clear details, but may exhibit some wear. Because of the high mintage, most circulated 1968 Lincoln cents are not highly sought after by collectors, but those found in excellent condition, such as fine grade or better, can have an increased value. In fine condition, the 1968 Lincoln wheat cent with the D mint mark can be worth anywhere from $0.75 to $2 depending on the exact quality and demand within the market. Auction prices can fluctuate depending on the rarity of the coin in certain conditions. The value of these coins is not typically driven by the historical significance alone, but more by the state of preservation and collector demand for higher-grade specimens. As with the 1964 Lincoln cent, the 1968 Lincoln cent is not known for major production errors. However, there are still opportunities for collectors to find coins with unique characteristics that make them valuable. One of the more common error types for this coin is the double die obverse, where the date or the Liberty inscription is misaligned. These error coins can fetch prices significantly higher than non-error versions, sometimes reaching $52,000 or more, depending on the severity of the error. Collectors of the 1968 Lincoln cent typically focus on those that are well preserved and fall within the fine or better condition range. Many collectors are also looking for variations in the mint mark, the strength of the design, and potential errors. Coins from the late 1960s, particularly those from the Denver Mint, often attract attention from collectors seeking to build complete sets or find rare examples from specific years. Next up, we have a coin that holds a special place in the hearts of collectors, and it's none other than the 1962 Abraham Lincoln 1 cent with a D mint mark. This particular coin, when found in circulated condition, still holds quite a bit of value. Let's break down why this coin has such a fascinating history and what makes it so special in today's auction market. The 1962 Lincoln cent was part of the ongoing series featuring Abraham Lincoln, a coin design that has been a staple of U.S. coinage since 1909. The design by Victor David Brenner, which showcases Lincoln's portrait on the obverse and 2 ears of wheat on the reverse, was the first to feature a real person on U.S. coins. This was a significant shift in coinage design, which up until then primarily featured allegorical figures. By the time 1962 rolled around, the Lincoln cent had already been in circulation for over 50 years, and changes to the coin had been minimal. The U.S. Mint had been producing this coin in large numbers, making it a familiar sight in pockets and purses across the country. But despite its ubiquity, certain versions of the coin, such as those minted with the D mint mark in 1962, stand out as particularly valuable due to their mintage numbers, condition, and demand in the collector market. In terms of market value, the 1962 Lincoln cent with a D mint mark in circulated condition may not command the highest price compared to other rarer coins, but it still holds a decent value for collectors. Coins in circulated condition typically range from around $30,000, depending on the level of wear and tear. However, if you're lucky enough to find one in higher grades, such as fine or very fine, it could fetch anywhere between $40,000 in the right auction market. On the other hand, uncirculated or higher grade specimens can demand considerably more, sometimes even pushing into the $50,000 range, especially if it's an example with little to no wear and well-preserved details. The 1962 Lincoln cent was minted in substantial numbers, with over 1.1 billion pieces produced across the various mint facilities, including the Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco mints. This high mintage means that the coin itself isn't particularly rare in the sense of overall numbers, but it's still an essential coin for any serious collector of Lincoln cents. One key feature of the 1962 Lincoln cent is the large date. This date style was used on the coin throughout the 1960s and is characterized by the larger, more prominent digits compared to earlier versions of the Lincoln cent. The D mint mark, signifying that the coin was struck at the Denver Mint, is positioned just below Lincoln's shoulder, in the lower right portion of the obverse. Although the 1962 Lincoln cent doesn't have any major minting errors, it is important to note that collectors still seek out well-preserved examples for their collections. Due to its high mintage, it's not considered an error coin per se, but certain examples that show unusual wear patterns, die clashes, or other unique features can increase its value, especially in specialized collections focused on minting anomalies. Despite its large production numbers, the 1962 Lincoln cent continues to captivate collectors because of its historical context, as it represents a transitional period in U.S. coinage history. Collectors who are looking to build a complete collection of Lincoln cents often seek out all variations, including those minted in 1962, and especially those with a clean, crisp, D mint mark. So, while the 1962 Lincoln cent may not be one of the rarest or most expensive in the Lincoln series, it remains a coin of significant value for those interested in the history of US currency and the legacy of Abraham Lincoln. Whether you're just starting out or are a seasoned collector, this coin is a great addition to any. Next up, we have an even more intriguing and valuable coin, the 1979 Abraham Lincoln Wheat 1 cent, featuring a large date with a D mint mark and, more importantly, an error. This is a coin that not only stands out due to its unique minting issue, but also due to the tremendous collector interest it garners. Let's dive in and explore why this coin is so highly coveted. The 1979 Lincoln cent was part of a long-standing tradition of honoring Abraham Lincoln. But what makes this coin stand out is its unique era and the historical backdrop of the US Mint at the time. By 1979, the US Mint had already begun dealing with various production issues, especially concerning the quality of coinage and new minting technology. The Lincoln cent, having been a familiar face on US currency for decades, continued to experience widespread circulation, with millions of people using the coin in their everyday lives. Despite the heavy circulation, the error coins from this year have become somewhat rare, which adds to their overall value. This particular coin, with its large date and D mint mark, is a testament to how even minor production errors can lead to significant value in the coin market. When it comes to the market value of the 1979 Lincoln Wheat cents, collectors are particularly keen on the error versions. Depending on the severity of the error, the value of these coins can range from a few dollars to several hundred. The general value for a regular 1979 Lincoln cent in circulated condition typically falls in the range of $9,000, but when you factor in the error, the price can increase dramatically. Coins in fine condition featuring the error can fetch anywhere between $15,000 at auction. However, in higher grades, or when the error is particularly pronounced, the coin can easily reach $17,000 or more, especially if it's authenticated by a reputable grading service. This makes the 1979 Lincoln Wheat cent with the D mint mark and error a highly sought item for both casual collectors and serious investors alike. The mintage for the 1979 Lincoln cent was substantial, with well over 4 billion pieces being produced across the different US mint locations. However, despite the massive number of coins minted, the error versions are much less common. The large date on the 1979 coins is easy to distinguish from earlier years because the digits are more spaced out and appear larger, which gives this specific coin a distinctive look. The D mint mark indicates that this coin was struck at the Denver Mint, and this is significant because errors in minting are often more common in high production facilities where the volume of coins produced can lead to mistakes or imperfections. The large date on the obverse is paired with the famous image of Abraham Lincoln, designed by Victor David Brenner. Now, let's talk about the error. The error on the 1979 Lincoln cent with the D mint mark is a double die error, meaning that the coin was struck with two impressions from the same die, which results in the date being overextended or doubled. This error isn't something that's easily found on every 1979 coin, which is part of what makes it so valuable. The presence of a double die error can significantly increase the worth of a coin, especially if it's in good condition. Collectors interested in minting errors often focus on specific years and types, and the 1979 Lincoln Wheat cent has gained a reputation among error coin enthusiasts. The error gives it an extra layer of historical intrigue, making it even more valuable in today's market. So, the 1979 Lincoln Wheat cent with a large date, D mint mark, and a notable error is a prime example of how small production mistakes can result in huge gains for collectors. Its unique minting issues and its historical context as part of the Lincoln cent series make it a highly sought-after coin on the auction market today. Whether you're an era coin enthusiast or just a fan of Lincoln cents, this coin is a valuable find. Next up, the 1970 Abraham Lincoln 1-cent coin, more commonly known as the Lincoln penny, was part of a long-running series that first started production in 1909. Abraham Lincoln, the 16th President of the United States, has graced the obverse of this coin for well over a century. In 1970, the U.S. Mint continued producing pennies as part of its regular coinage, which was used daily in commerce across the nation. In 1970, the economy was going through a shift, with inflation rising and silver being removed from many coins. The Mint started producing these pennies from copper-plated zinc, which contributed to a different composition than previous years. But why is the 1970 large-date penny with the D mint mark so valuable today? Let's dive into its specific features. The obverse of the 1970 Lincoln penny showcases a profile of Abraham Lincoln created by the renowned sculptor Victor David Brenner. This design has remained largely unchanged since its inception in 1909, though there have been minor modifications over the years, mainly to reflect changes in the minting process. The reverse of the coin displays a traditional depiction of two stalks of wheat, which was the reverse design until 1958. In 1959, the U.S. Mint changed the design to feature the Lincoln Memorial in Washington, D.C. The wheat reverse is highly sought after by collectors, and the 1970 coin is a rare one in that series due to its production in the early years of the transition to a different penny design. The mintage of the 1970 Lincoln penny was significant, with over 1 billion coins being struck that year. However, the focus on large date coins, a variety that featured slightly larger numerals for the date, has led to the 1970 large date pennies being more interesting to collect, while the 1970D struck at the San Francisco Mint is generally more sought after. The 1970D, especially in unique conditions, has managed to maintain its high value. Coins in rusty, dirty condition typically don't fetch high prices on the market, but the 1970 Lincoln penny stands as an exception. Because of the unique nature of this coin, particularly with its D mint mark and large date, collectors tend to overlook its less-than-ideal condition, especially if it's an error coin or some exceptional characteristic that makes it stand out from the typical penny. Rusty or corroded coins might lose some of their luster, but they can still hold significant value due to their rarity, particularly if they've been preserved for many years. As these types of coins age, their rarity increases because they often don't survive in great condition due to environmental factors. Collectors looking for unique or rare coins often focus on the stories behind them, which is why a penny like this, even with its corrosion, might fetch surprising bids at auction. In the current market, a 1970 Lincoln penny with a D mint mark in rusty, dirty condition could still be worth anywhere from $22,000 or more, depending on the specific condition and auction dynamics. This could be considered a medium-value coin, but its rarity and any potential error associated with the rust or wear could increase the price at specialized auctions. If the coin has any distinctive errors, like double die or minting issues, that could push its value much higher. Coins with rare errors or irregularities are highly coveted among collectors, who often see these issues as more unique or historically valuable than standard-issue coins. Collectors are particularly drawn to the 1970 large-date variety, as it is a part of a transition between earlier and later coin designs. The fact that the coin is in such a dirty or rusty condition might make it an interesting find for someone who enjoys exploring the history of coins. The historical value and the tale behind each coin matter as much as the financial value. For those who are especially invested in the Lincoln series, this coin is often regarded as a must-have in completing their collections. Next up, the 1969 Abraham Lincoln Wheat, 1-cent coin. This piece takes us back to a time when the US Mint was still producing coins with the beloved wheat reverse design, a feature that collectors have long adored. This coin was minted in the year 1969, a period marked by cultural shifts and a time when the United States was still engaged in the space race and dealing with political tensions. The United States Mint produced coins during this period from a coppered composition, meaning these coins have a distinctive reddish-brown hue and a history that ties directly into the changing metals and economy of the time. What sets the 1969 penny apart from other years is the subtle variations in minting, particularly the large date variety, which has numerals that appear a bit larger than on other years. These minute design changes can mean a significant difference in value for collectors. The mintage of the 1969 Lincoln penny was quite substantial, but the large date variety is highly sought after. As with many years in the late 1960s, large numbers of these coins were produced, but over time, fewer examples have been preserved in excellent condition. The no mint mark version of the coin is particularly valuable because it was struck at the Philadelphia Mint, which used no mint mark. Coins from Philadelphia are often rarer in comparison to those struck in Denver or San Francisco because they were less frequently set aside for collectors. This makes the 1969 Philadelphia minted coin even more desirable to numismatists. The 1969 Lincoln penny, in fine condition, can be worth significantly more than typical circulated coins due to its specific features. Depending on auction conditions, a coin in this state could fetch anywhere between $55,000 or even more if it's part of a collection with specific provenance. In terms of collector interest, the 1969 large date with no mint mark is a sought-after piece. Its value continues to climb as fewer examples in fine condition remain available. Moreover, since this coin features a design that was produced during a turbulent time in US history, it holds more historical appeal than a simple currency item. The Lincoln penny series is one of the most popular and widely collected in American coin history, and the 1969 large date without a mint mark holds a special place among collectors. For many, it's about owning a piece of American history, one that links back to Abraham Lincoln's legacy and the design that has been a part of American culture for over a century. Many collectors actively seek out high-quality examples of these coins for their rarity, and the 1969 large date is no exception. It represents a bridge between older and newer minting techniques and is considered an essential part of any Lincoln cent collection. Next up, the 1982 Lincoln cent marks a significant year in the history of US coinage. It was a pivotal year when the US Mint switched from using 95% copper to 97.5% zinc for its 1-cent coins due to the rising cost of copper. Prior to this change, the Lincoln penny was primarily composed of 95% copper and 5% zinc. The 1982 transition was not only a shift in material, but also the start of the creation of two different types of pennies in one year, those made of copper and those made of zinc. This shift caused a lot of confusion among collectors and the general public. Many people still mistakenly think the 1982 coin is entirely copper, when in fact, a significant portion of the 1982 mintage consisted of the zinc variety. However, today both versions of the 1982 cent are important in the numismatic community for various reasons, including errors and differences in their weight and look. The Lincoln cent design remained largely unchanged in 1982, with the obverse featuring the familiar portrait of Abraham Lincoln designed by Victor David Brenner. Brenner's design has been in use since 1909 and features a classic detailed bust of the 16th President of the United States. The 1982 pennies come in two types: the copper version, which is 95% copper and 5% zinc, and the zinc version, made up of 97.5% zinc with a thin copper coating. Both types of coins are distinguished by their weight, with the copper pennies weighing 3.11 grams and the zinc pennies weighing 2.5 grams. This difference in weight is crucial for collectors seeking to identify and value these coins accurately. The mintage of the 1982 Lincoln cent was incredibly high, with nearly 14 billion coins produced across the different types and mint marks. However, what makes certain 1982 pennies valuable are the variations in their design and composition, particularly those with errors, unique features, or in high grades. The 1982 Lincoln cent has seen considerable value in the auction market, especially the large date varieties. The large date is a distinguishing feature of the 1982 penny that can be found in both copper and zinc versions, but it's the copper large date penny that attracts the most attention due to its rarity and the error associated with the transition from copper to zinc. Even though this coin is in dirty condition, it can still hold significant value for collectors, especially in the case of error coins, or if it's part of a complete set of rare 1982 pennies. Some of the more notable and valuable 1982 pennies in dirty condition are worth anywhere between $3 to $25 based on the level of wear, rarity of the specific error, and other variables. The errors associated with the 1982 Lincoln cents are some of the most sought after by collectors, making this coin even more interesting. Common mistakes include coins with overstrikes, double die obverses, and those with unusual minting features. Collectors have found zinc pennies that were accidentally struck on copper blanks, as well as double die obverse coins that show a misalignment in the design. Coins with these errors, even if in dirty condition, often fetch higher prices at auctions due to their rarity and the appeal to both new and seasoned collectors. The 1982 Lincoln cent has a special place in the hearts of coin collectors because of this rich history of transitions, errors, and its continuing legacy in U.S. currency. The demand for the 1982 Lincoln cent has steadily increased, particularly in the past few decades, as interest in coin collecting has been on the rise. The U.S. Mint's shift to zinc sparked a lot of speculation about how future collectors would value these pennies. Many collectors hold on to specific varieties, especially those with imperfections or unique features, because of their potential future value. For example, a 1982 copper large date penny with even a slight error or in higher condition can bring hundreds or even thousands of dollars. Meanwhile, even in dirty condition, some of these coins can still be valuable to the right buyer who sees past the surface grime and focuses on the rarity or errors present. The 1982 Lincoln cent is an excellent example of a coin that has fluctuated in value due to both its history and the multiple changes that occurred within that year. For collectors, even a dirty condition coin can have significant value based on its composition, design, and any potential errors. It serves as a reminder of how small changes in minting practices can lead to major shifts in the coin market, and when combined with an error or unique feature, this otherwise ordinary penny can quickly be